You know what sucks? Swamp ass. You know what sucks even more? Testicular cancer. For those of you who don't know, testicular cancer is what else? A cancerous tumor that grows in your balls, most commonly found in men in their late 20s and early 40s, with the average age of diagnosis being just 33 years old. Although it's rare, testicular cancer can be caused by many things, including changes in your DNA, consuming too much alcoholic drinks, and of course, good old radiation. The survival rate of testicular cancer is anywhere between 1 to 5 years, and most men are completely unaware they even have the cancer until they get tested. However, it is curable. 95% of testicular cancer cases have been successfully treated, and if caught early, the success rate rises to 89%. But you'll have to go under what's called a radical well, I'm not going to become a doctor anytime soon. That's depressing. Anyway, it's a surgery where they remove the infected ball and its spermatic cord. For larger tumors, doctors recommend undergoing chemotherapy before surgery.
Now I feel bad for laughing at my dad when he went through this.
But you know what's awesome? Mascots. Who doesn't love a good mascot? Nintendo has Mario, Nickelodeon has SpongeBob, and every other brand has a sellout rapper or celebrity whoring themselves out for them. Dollar bill, yo! Here in America, we sort of label mascots as for kids or for sports. Instead of coming up with something original or creative, we just tend to tie brands to movies or slap some celebrity's dumbass face all over cereal boxes or commercials and shit.
Do the Patrick dance, do the Patrick dance, do the Harvey freak, do the Harvey freak.
Kinda funny considering how America used to have a mascot of its own, Uncle Sam, the personification of the United States. Derived from a meat packer from New York, stop laughing guys, it's not gay, Samuel Wilson, who supplied rations to American soldiers during the Great War of 1812, which ended in 1815. Now, what do mascots have in common with testicular cancer? Well, in the spring of 2013, Brazil introduced their official mascot for testicular cancer awareness, Senor Testiculo, also known as Mr. Balls. The sheer hilarity of a giant ball sack with a face as a mascot for a very serious terminal illness caught the attention of many online media publications. The first articles reporting about Mr. Balls were both published in May 9th, 2013 for Fox 13 and the Latin Times. On June 11th of that year, YouTuber KevOnStage would make a video about this, simply titled Mr. Balls.
They done put somebody in a suit with a nasty set of gross balls. If I had a daughter and she came home and was like, Daddy, look, Daddy, look, I got a picture with Mr. Balls. Can you see? I'm gonna be like, you got a picture with what? I just don't wanna see my baby taking an Instagram shot like, hold still, Mr. Ching. Look at us and Mr. Balls.
And at the tail end of that year, on November 8th, Mirror would publish an article about Mr. Balls to their website. Once 2013 ended, Mr. Balls quickly faded into obscurity. Every now and then you'll see Mr. Balls pop back up as a cursed image, or as an entry on a top whatever funniest mascots list. But other than that, there is virtually no info about Mr. Balls anywhere online. You'd think an official mascot as hilarious as Mr. fucking Balls would go down as internet legend, especially in the early 2010s. But trust me, I've checked. All news publications about Mr. Balls stop at 2013. 2014 if you count singlegirlblogging.com mentioning Mr. Balls in an article about Movember. Any mention of Mr. Balls in general stop at 2020, when Sonic Rules 82 would post a picture titled Nice Balls on memedroid.com. I don't know who created him, I don't know if he's even still a thing in Brazil, and if he's not, I have no idea when he was even discontinued. I can't even tell you whether or not he had a positive impact on the cause he was representing because there's that little about him online. I found an unrelated book titled Mr. Nuts and Mr. Balls by Richard P. Weiner. Jesus fucking Christ. I found a website for a playground maintenance company named Mr. Balls Incorporated, but obviously that's unrelated too. In fact, this video, the one you're watching right now, is the only video about this subject on YouTube besides and since the one from KevOnStage. It's been damn near 11 years since Mr. Balls hit the scene, but surprisingly no one has brought him back from the dead. This all reminds me of that weird mascot the candy company Lemonheads had back in 2014, but that mascot would later go down in history as one of the worst, creepiest, and or funniest mascots of all time, while Mr. Balls faded into obscurity. If anyone wants to take up the search for Mr. Balls, go right ahead. If you have any additional info, leave a comment. For the sake of meme history, media preservation, and testicular cancer awareness, Mr. Balls needs the attention he deserves.
Gentlemen, how well do you know your happy sack? I'm sure you rummage around downstairs more than Mommy would like, but it's time you started paying attention to your favorite pastime, because that bag of beans bouncing around in your hand could be trying to kill you. What? Yeah, because testicular cancer is the most common form of cancer in men aged between 15 and 35. It's time to fight back. Hold each of your manberries, or as I like to call them, smooth criminals, in turn between your thumb and fingers. Give them a gentle roll around. Don't get too excited though. You're on a mission here. You also need to check the tubes around the back. That's the spermatic cord and epididymis, but I'm sure you knew that. If at any point you feel an unusual lump, size shift, or irregularity, don't ignore it like a pussy. Man up and talk to your doctor. The alternative is not an option. Check those bad boys at least once a month after a bath or shower, so the next time you're shopping for one in the sexy salad section, remember to tweak the tomatoes before you go cucumber crazy. Haha, puns.
You're my half brother and my fully fledged friend. We thought it's forever from beginning to the end. You're my half brother and my fully fledged friend. We thought it's forever from beginning to the end.